Good morning, boys and girls. We are on lesson 82 today. We are going to be learning how to find the greatest common factor. So just to review, a factor is when two numbers are multiplied together. For instance, if we have 2 times 3, which would equal 6, 2 and 3 would be my factors. So we're going to try to find the greatest common factor between two numbers. So let's go down to our new concept. So we practice finding factors of whole numbers. In this lesson, we'll be practicing finding the greatest common factor. Oftentimes, the greatest common factor, you'll see it as GCF, which also is just a shortened version of greatest common factor. So in the first example they list the factors of two numbers. They're listing the factors of 12 and 18. So remember, so 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 4 is 12. And then they did the same thing for the factors of 18. Then looks like they circled all the common factors. So 12 and 18 both have 1 as a factor. 12 and 18 both have 2 as a factor. 12 and 18 both have 3 as a factor. And then 12 and 18 both have 6 as a factor. So to find the greatest common factor, well, it would just be the greatest number in the list of factors. So that would be 6. 6 would be 12 and 18's greatest common factor. So let's go to example 1. So if we're going to find the greatest common factor of 8 and 20, first we're going to find the factors, and then we're going to identify the ones that are common. So they listed all the factors, and the common ones, they both have 1, they both have 2, and they both have 4. Since 4 is the greatest number of the 3 that they have in common, 4 would be your greatest common factor. So we're going to use this as we're going to use this skill when we're reducing fractions. So yesterday we learned how to reduce fractions, but when we find the greatest common factor, we'll be able to reduce fractions at a greater cost. Or faster. So remember I gave the example is that if it's even, we can divide it by 2, but sometimes we're going to have to divide it by 2 again to get the least fraction, the smallest fraction. Well, here it's going to eliminate those steps in the middle when we're dividing by 2 several times. If we're able to identify the greatest common factor, we can just divide by that number. So for example, so we're using example 1 as the factors. Okay, 8 and 20, and as you can see, they use the fraction 8 over 20. So we know from example 1 that the greatest common factor for 8 and 20 are 4. So when we're reducing 8/20ths, we can divide it by 4, and this is going to go ahead and give us our least common factor, or our reduced fraction. So remember yesterday I said if we look at it, we have 8, and then both of those are even, so we can divide them by 2, and you would get 4/10. And then we would have to do it again because that's the smallest, and then both of those are even, so I can divide it by 2, and that would give me 2/5. So instead of dividing by 2 twice, we were able to find the greatest common factor, which was 4, and only make one division to our smallest fraction. All right, so let's practice. That was pretty easy. So pause. I want you to do your practice set, A through I, and then we will come back to see the answers. Okay, so first we have 6 and 9. So I'm going to list 6 and 9. So first I have 1 and 6. I can multiply together to get 6. I have 2 and 3. I can multiply together to get 6. And that is all for them. And then 1 is 1 and 9. And then I have 3 and 3. And then there is nothing else that I can multiply to get 9. So I need to find out what my greatest common factor. 1 is a factor, a common factor, and 3 is a common factor between 6 and 9. And the greatest one would be 3. So A should be 3. 3 would be your answer. It is your greatest common factor. All right, and here's there. Okay, let's go to 6 and 12. I'm trying to make this bigger so I don't have to. Okay, so we have 6 and 12. I'm going to list the factors. We just did 6, so it's 1, 6, 2, and 3. Factors of 12 would be 1 and 12. I can multiply it by 2 and 6. And then I can multiply 12 by 3 and 4. And that's it. That's my factors for 12. So let's see what are common ones. So they have 6 or 1 in common, 2, 3, 6. And that's the only ones they have in common. So my greatest common factor between 6 and 12 would be 6. So your answer for B would be 6. All right, 15 and 100. So 15 and 100. So my factors for 15 is 1 and 15. I can multiply 3 and 5 together to get 15. And that is it for 15. So we got 100, we got 1 and 100. We got 2 and 50. Can we multiply anything by 3? No. 4 and 25. Can you multiply anything by 6? No. 5. 5 and 20. And I think that is it. 5 and 26, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that was it. Okay. Oh, wait, 10. 10 and 10. So 10 times 10. There we go, 10. All right, so let's see what our greatest one is. So we have 5. Our 1 is, and then we have 5. And then that was the only two they have in common is 1 and 5. So 5 would be your greatest common factor for C. All right, we're on D, 6 and 10. So 6 we listed earlier. It is 1, 6, 2, and 3. 10 is 2, 5, 1, and 10. And let's see, our greatest common, is that right? 2, 4, okay. Greatest common factor, we have 1 and we have 2. Those are 2. So 2 would be your greatest common factor for 6 and 10. All right, next we have 12 and 15. So I have 1, 12, 2 and 6 and 3 and 4. They're all my factors. For 15 I have 1, 15, 3, 5, and that's it. 3 and 5. 1 and 15, 3 and 5. All right, so I'm going to find our common factors. 1 is a common factor. 3 is a common factor. And those are the only common factors. So for between 12 and 5, my greatest common factor would be 3. All right, we have 7 and 10. 7 is 1 and 7, and there's nothing else I can multiply to get 7. 10, I got 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. So my greatest, my only factor in common is 1. So for F, your greatest common factor would be just 1. Just 1. All right, so here on the next, it says to reduce each fraction by dividing the term by their greatest common factor. So first we need to figure out what 6 and 9's greatest common factor is, and we already did that right here on number A. So 6 and 9's greatest common factor is 3. So when we divide it by 3 to reduce this fraction, we are going to get 2/3. And remember, that is the smallest one because 2 is next to 3. That means I cannot reduce that fraction. That's your little hint. So H, we have 6 and 12, and we found 6 and 12 earlier on B, and we saw that 6 was its greatest common factor. So we can divide 6/12 by 6 to reduce it, and you would get 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and we would reduce it to a half. 6/12 equals 1/2. And then we have 1500, so that would be C. We found out our greatest common factor was 5. So we're going to divide 1500 by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So our reduced fraction of 1500ths is 3/20. Okay, that was pretty easy peasy. I'll see y'all later. Bye.